Today we're going to talk about something very serious, which is rarely addressed with the depth it deserves. The most shocking aftereffects a narcissist leaves on their victims. If you've ever been in a relationship with someone like this, whether a partner, family member, or even a boss, stick around, because what you're about to hear could give you the answers you've been searching for. And if you haven't experienced something like this video will help you recognize the signs before it's too late. First of all, a relationship with a narcissist is not a normal relationship. It's a constant process of emotional and psychological exhaustion. People often think the harm they cause is purely emotional, but the truth is your physical health is also deeply affected. Stress, manipulation, and daily emotional abuse don't go unnoticed by your body. So, it's not an exaggeration to say that yes, a narcissist can make you sick. In fact, a relationship of this kind can leave such deep scars that you could be dealing with them long after the relationship is over. Let's go into detail about some of the most common and shocking consequences. Fibromyalgia, the physical pain of a broken heart. Fibromyalgia is a chronic illness characterized by widespread pain, fatigue, and sleep problems. Few people know there's a direct link between chronic emotional stress and the development of this condition. People exposed to emotional abuse from a narcissist, whether in childhood or adulthood, experience constant tension that overloads the nervous system. This overload can trigger persistent muscle pain, extreme fatigue, and a feeling of physical discomfort that doesn't go away with rest. Growing up in an environment where one or both parents are narcissists, or living with a partner who emotionally abuses you, increases the risk of developing fibromyalgia. The body, subjected to continuous stress, begins to manifest inner pain in the form of physical symptoms. Often, these people not only deal with emotional pain but also with physical exhaustion that incapacitates them from leading a normal life. Fibromyalgia is a clear example of how narcissistic abuse can transcend the psychological and become a physical illness that requires specialized treatment. Irritable bowel syndrome. When stress makes you sick from the inside. Irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, is another common physical consequence for those who have lived with a narcissist. This gastrointestinal disorder causes abdominal pain, bloating, diarrhea, and constipation, and is directly related to chronic emotional stress. Prolonged exposure to narcissistic abuse disrupts the brain-gut connection, destabilizing the gut microbiota. The body responds to retained emotional stress by generating systemic inflammation, which explains the constant digestive issues. Living under the influence of a narcissist, who manipulates and creates an environment of constant tension, can trigger or worsen IBS. It's not uncommon for victims of narcissistic abuse to experience persistent digestive problems that don't improve with simple dietary changes. Emotional abuse directly affects the nervous system, which in turn impacts the normal functioning of the digestive system, creating a vicious cycle of pain and stress that seems never-ending. Distancing yourself from the narcissist is only the first step toward both physical and emotional recovery. Weakened immune system. Getting sick all the time. The chronic stress that comes with living with a narcissist weakens the immune system, making us more susceptible to illness. Constant exposure to manipulation, humiliation, and emotional abuse causes the body to release high levels of cortisol, a hormone that, in excess, weakens our defenses. As a result, victims of narcissists often experience frequent colds, cold sores, chronic fatigue, and even skin issues like dermatitis. The immune system, worn down by prolonged stress, no longer has the capacity to protect the body efficiently. Over time, this immune deterioration can become chronic, increasing the risk of developing more serious illnesses. People in toxic relationships often notice that their body takes longer to recover from illness and that they may experience persistent fatigue that doesn't improve, even with rest. This is further proof that narcissistic abuse affects not only the mind but also the body. Distancing yourself from that person is essential, but full recovery of the immune system can take time. Cardiovascular problems. The heart suffers. One of the most serious consequences of narcissistic abuse is the impact it has on cardiovascular health. The chronic stress generated by an abusive relationship causes the body to constantly release adrenaline, a hormone that, in normal situations, helps us react to danger. However, when this hormone remains elevated for long periods, the heart suffers the consequences. Victims of narcissistic abuse often experience palpitations, extreme fatigue, dizziness, and a constant feeling of breathlessness. These symptoms signal that the heart is working too hard due to emotional stress. Over time, the overload on the cardiovascular system can lead to more serious problems like hypertension or coronary disease. It's not just the emotional heart that's affected by manipulation and abuse, but also the physical organ that pumps blood throughout the body. The elevated stress levels caused by constant uncertainty and mistreatment have a devastating effect on the cardiovascular system. It's crucial to recognize these signs and seek help before the damage becomes irreversible. Anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. The impact on mental health is perhaps one of the most devastating aspects of narcissistic abuse. Victims often develop anxiety due to the constant manipulation and uncertainty in the relationship. The fear of not knowing what to expect from the narcissist creates continuous tension, manifesting in panic attacks and excessive worry. This prolonged situation ultimately deeply damages the victim's emotional stability, plunging them into chronic anxiety that can be difficult to overcome. Post-traumatic stress disorder is another common consequence, especially in people who have been in long-term relationships or were raised by narcissistic parents. Victims of narcissistic abuse relive the trauma through flashbacks, nightmares, and constant hypervigilance. Depression is also a frequent outcome, as constant mistreatment destroys self-esteem and creates feelings of worthlessness and hopelessness. Overcoming these mental health issues requires time, support, and, in many cases, professional intervention to fully heal. In conclusion, the aftereffects a narcissist leaves on their victims run deep, affecting both body and mind. It's crucial to understand that your health and well-being must be your priority. Living under the abuse of a narcissist is not just an emotional struggle, it's a real threat to your body and mind. Constant stress, manipulation, and mistreatment not only affect how you feel but also how your body functions. If you've started noticing that you're getting sick more often, experiencing unexplained pain, or your anxiety is making life unbearable, these might be warning signs that the relationship is seriously harming your health. You deserve a life where you're not trapped in an emotional roller coaster that's slowly consuming you. It's not easy, I know, but distancing yourself from that person is the first step toward healing. Your body and mind need time and space to recover, to return to a state of balance. Don't feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. Leaving that relationship is not just an act of courage, it's an act of self-love. Don't wait until the symptoms get worse. Take care of yourself now, because your physical and mental health is invaluable. Surround yourself with supportive people, seek help if needed, and remember that the road to healing begins with the decision to protect yourself and break free from the abuse. Leave your opinion and personal experience in the comments. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.